to Attitude, Effort, Results presented by Teamwork Online and the Clubhouse. You guys can probably already hear it in my voice. This episode is going to be a little bit different than the rest of them. This one's going to be on a more serious topic than we have ever covered. And we have our youngest guest ever on the Attitude, Effort, Results podcast. Brody, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Brody, so a little bit of a backstory, and Brody, I want you to dive into this deeper, but I'm going to give everybody a little bit of an outline of what we're going to be talking about today. Brody is a miracle. He is. He has suffered severe aplastic anemia. Correct me if I say that wrong. But severe aplastic anemia when he was 5 years old. And for those of you who know me, this green wristband that I wear on my wrist every single day is because I had a cousin pass away when he was 5 years old, the same age as Brody. And so I heard Brody's story briefly at a Dream on 3 event, a fundraising event that Callie and I are participating in. And his story is touching to me, and I want it to be touching for you guys today. So dive in, dig your heels. We're going to learn from Brody today. Brody, open the floor up to you. Tell me a little bit about the severe aplastic anemia, what that time was like in your life.
All right. So, as you said, my name is Brody, and I actually got severe aplastic anemia when I was 2. And so it was like so weird. Like, I remember my mom has told me before, she was like, I seemed fine, but I kept getting random bruises and petechiae, which is like red dots that would pop up on my skin. And it was just bizarre. So we went to the doctor, and then like she says I was playing on the Chick-fil-A playground, and the doctor calls us, and she's like, you got to get Brody to the hospital now. And so then we rush to the hospital, and they're like, he's got aplastic anemia. And we're just like, what?
And this is when you were 2 years old.
Yes.
Wow, so I'm off. It was earlier than I thought. So you were on the playground at 2 years old. All of a sudden this happens. Do you remember that moment at 2 years old?
Not that moment, but like, I remember some things a little bit after that.
What were some of the first memories that you had of this entire experience?
I remember one of the first hospitals, I think I went to Chapel Hill. I stayed at for a little bit. And I remember that one of my nurses, I was like there for so long. I was there for like a year maybe at most. And they painted dinosaurs on my like door walls. It was pretty cool. It was cool.
So for everybody who doesn't know, which I did not before meeting you, what is aplastic anemia and what does it do to the body? What does it do to somebody like yourself that's going through that? Also, you're 13 now, correct?
Yes.
So this is over a decade that you have been going through this. So we're going to dive into that a little bit deeper. But what is the condition and what does it do to the body, Brody?
Okay, so it's like a blood cancer. And when people ask me at school all the time, they're like, so what kind of cancer did you have? And obviously not a lot of people know or hear about aplastic anemia. So I kind of just try to like round it off as leukemia. Because it's almost the same deal. It affects your blood system and immune system, and it's just, but you almost like have to get the same thing to cure leukemia as you have to for aplastic anemia.
And so as we're learning, everybody here I think is learning a little bit about the condition itself and what you went through. What does that do to your body as a young boy, as a young kid, battling for your life at such a young age? What does that do to the body?
Well, I think with all just like the medicines and stuff and all the like steroids and everything combined, it's definitely stunted my growth, I would think. Because my dad is huge and I'm 13 and I'm not very tall.
Hey, I was 5'3", 110 pounds going into my sophomore year of high school. So you're I think you and I might have been the same size. See, and I was considered, healthy. I was just real tiny. I love it. So tell me a little bit about Brody, the process. You were a champion. You are a miracle from fighting through this. And the reason that we met is an organization called Dream on 3, right? So you get through a brutal portion of your life. And then what does Dream on 3 do for you? Tell everybody a little bit about what that experience was like for you.
Dream on 3 has just been so amazing. I mean, it's so phenomenal what they do. And it was 2017. I got to have like a day in the life with the Panthers as my dream. I got to go sidelines at a game. I got to meet all these players. I met Thomas Davis, Kirk Coleman, Shaq Thompson, Dante Jackson. It was phenomenal. It was just so cool to like see those guys up in person, that close to them.
What did that do for you? So I work for the Panthers now as well, right? And so I don't like talking about my job a ton on here. Legally, I'm not necessarily supposed to, but for this exact instance, Brody, I'm going to, because you're here, and I want everybody to understand. So I work for the team, and I don't meet any players. Like I'm not meeting any players, and they sign my checks, and so it's really unique that you got the opportunity not just to meet one person randomly, but you got to consistently meet person after person after person. You went through a very tough time in your life prior to that. What did that experience, meeting these athletes, getting to a sporting venue, do for you during that time of your life?
It just gave me joy. Like with all like the doctor's visits and all of the nurses that I was meeting, it was a lot different seeing my 5-foot nurses to these 6-foot football players.
Yeah, some of those guys are pretty big, right?
Yes.
And during that experience, what did you end up doing? Like, what was that day like for you? So you got to meet everybody. What else did you end up doing during that experience that really made it worth the while?
I don't really remember like too much because it was a while ago. Like that was 8 years ago now, and I think about it. But I do remember going sidelines and meeting all the players, and then I remember we got a nice hotel room that they got for us in Charlotte, and they had me like a gift basket with some jerseys and gloves and footballs. It was so cool.
And that is, for everybody listening out there, that's all through Dream on 3, which, again, is where Brody and I had met. And it's an organization which Brody is giving back to still 8 years later. Him and I meet at this kickoff dinner where we're going to raise funds to help create these experiences. And for everybody listening, this is not a ploy to get you to donate. That is for sure. This is an opportunity for Brody to share his story, but really give Brody's, if you guys are not watching on YouTube.
I mean, if you want to. It's
Yeah.
a recommendation.
If you guys are just listening on Spotify, Brody's over here like giving me the head nod, like, well, so we're gonna drop a donation link into the podcast episode and into YouTube. If you guys want to, obviously we can, because this has changed Brody's life and given him that opportunity. Brody, what is Dream on 3 meant for you because of that experience? So much so that 8 years later, you are a spokesperson for the organization itself and a living, walking, breathing reason why Dream on 3 exists.
Well, it just means so much to me because they just take time out of their life and they made a dream come true for me. And now that I'm older and doing much better, I'm just trying to do as much as I can to help raise money with them to allow other kids going through what I did to have their dream made as well.
You're a very well-spoken 13-year-old. I don't think I even had close to the skills or articulation that you have as a 13-year-old. You got up on stage at the Dream on 3 kickoff, and Brandon, one of the founders of Dream on 3, said, "Hey, if you could have any advice for these companies and individuals raising money here, what would that advice be?" And what was your answer?
Suck it up and keep donating.
uh, I love it, and that is, I mean, truthfully, as changed a little bit of your life, which I absolutely love, and I'm glad that you and I got to meet. You're a very special human being. So when you're going through now, Brody, you get through that experience. Now you're an ambassador for Dream on Three. Tell us what life is like now, because transparently, Brody, I don't know what having blood cancer does. I'm not in that room, right? So tell everybody who doesn't have to go through that what it's like to really be in that moment.
Well, I don't really have aplastic anemia anymore because to get rid of aplastic anemia, you have to do a bone marrow transplant. And we did it, and we thought I was cured. We thought it worked, and so about a year passes, and I relapse. And so nobody's knowing what to do. All the doctors are like, "What do we do? We already did one bone marrow transplant. We shouldn't do it again." But one of my doctors, who was with me through like almost all of this and pretty much all of this, he says, "We're doing it again," and he does it, and it works again. But when you do those types of transplants, bone marrow transplants, you have a chance of getting GVHD, which is graft versus host disease. And that is where the donor blood and my blood don't get along very well. And so basically they start fighting inside my body. And so it caused like my skin to discolor in places. It caused my hands to close. So like this is as far as I can open my hands.
Mm.
And then
And
it went in my lungs.
if you guys are not watching on YouTube, I highly recommend going to see the passion in Brody's voice. Also, he just showed his hands, and the smile and the energy that this kid has, given what he's gone through. I highly recommend you look at YouTube or put it up on Spotify where you can watch video and see this kid's face. I'm over here super excited because of his energy. So I didn't mean to cut you off, Brody, but I want everybody to see you're showing your hands, you're showing your skin tone, and so I think that's really important.
It's cool. It's good. But it also, yeah, I was saying it also, excuse me, it also went into my lungs. And so I have to use an inhaler every night and morning because I just get like really short of breath just by like little activity, even when especially when I haven't done my inhalers that day. Like it's crucial that I do those inhalers, or like even just going up the stairs, I'm winded.
So you talk about being winded, and right before we started, you talked about playing sports still.
Yes,
So
yes.
you go through all this. You've gone through a couple bone marrow transplants. You have to have an inhaler every single morning, and you're still in sports. Like, what sports are you playing? What is that like?
I'm playing soccer, and I play flag football. Hopefully soon, Mom. I'll be playing JV next year. She's not sure about that yet. But yeah, I play soccer, and I love sports. I've tried basketball, but that's really gets me out of breath. I can give like 30 seconds hard, but then you'll see me on the field. I'll be grabbing my side. But then like after a minute, I'll just keep going.
What is the mental side, Brody? I think a lot of people out there are trying to change their mindset around some of the things that they're going through. And for you physically, it seems like this has been a pretty tough battle, right? But mentally, as a young boy who loves sports and who really enjoys being with people, you clearly have an energy for sports itself. What is that like mentally, knowing that what you just showed, your hands don't open all the way, knowing that some things, breathing wise, running wise, is going to be a little bit harder for you? How has the mental side been for you throughout this process?
Um, I always got to tell myself, I'm like, I've always loved sports, and I just got to tell myself, I'm like, this is what I love to do. I'm not trying to let any of this stop me. I know that I may not be as good as everybody else, but I want to be. I want to be better. I want to be as good as I can be, and I love playing sports.
Gosh, Do you have that? Do you have that mentality in everything in life? You're like, screw it. I know everybody else says maybe I can't, or maybe I'm not supposed to be as good as everybody else. Like, you know what? I got a bigger heart. I got a bigger mental barrier that I can get over. Like, what is that mindset when you wake up? Because you got me about to run through a wall right now, Brody, and I just had a full day of work, right? So, what is that mindset that you wake up with every day?
I mean, I just always got to tell myself to keep going and just don't give up.
Gosh, I love it. How has as a young boy, as a young kid, trying to continue to play sports, right? Not trying, you are continuing to play sports, but you're still a young adult growing. Maybe your mom doesn't want to hear young adult yet, but young adult growing. How has this entire experience, right, affected your life up to this point, and where do you see your life going? I see transparently from the short amount of time, I see you speaking somewhere to somebody to create news, or not to create news, to create energy and motivation. Where do you see your life going moving forward here?
Well, I obviously wanted to play sports in high school. That's my next goal, is to play high school sports, maybe soccer, maybe JV, football. But my end goal, I really want to be a pulmonologist, and that's a
So,
lung doctor.
okay, tell me more. Keep going.
So I really want to be a pulmonologist, a lung doctor, because like with the shortness of breath that I have, and like I just feel like I would be able to relate to the patients, and like we could have a connection, and I'd be able to help people, because when my doctors like have a connection with me, it just makes me feel so much better when they're helping me out.
So your goal is to help people who
Yes.
are similar to you because you've seen it work. Am I
Yes.
hearing that correctly?
Mhm.
Gosh. What I like that you have a couple different things. You just had two real life applications that you just put together, and I'm not even sure if you knew that you put them together. Long-term goals, but short-term applications, right? Your long-term goal, I'm not even going to lie, can't say what you just said, which is how intelligent you are. Pulmonologist, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, there we go. Come on, look at it. I'm getting smarter with you, Brody. You're
Hey,
teaching me
you got it.
something.
You got it.
You're teaching me something. Long-term goals, because of, not because you didn't say anything about money, you didn't say anything about status, you didn't say anything about that. So the listeners right now are mostly young college kids or young professionals getting into their professional careers. And so a lot of people are searching for money. A lot of people are searching for status. That's something that never has crossed what's come out of your mouth in terms of what you're looking to do and why you're looking to do it. The second application, Brody, is you said, I have a short term goal right now of what's in front of me, and that's playing high school sports. And I think that's
Yes.
a massive application for everybody out there is long term goals are very important, but what can you do today to get better to get to your goals? And so I love that you have those two. How have you been able to separate those goals? Because that's something that took me until I was 24 or 25 to separate. You're doing it a decade earlier.
Well, for the short term goal, I'm always been smaller than all my friends and all the people on sports teams in middle school, and I just really want to be able to play with my friends at school instead of, because I do play on a travel soccer team, but like I don't have any of my friends from school, so I
Mm.
would love to play with them, and but I've been smaller, so I've started working out and attempting that, and so hopefully that can give me like more muscle, get stronger, and then I just trying to lock down in school to, you know, become a doctor and help people out.
Gosh, you are a motivating individual. There's a couple different types of motivation, Brody. There's motivational, inspirational, and aspirational. And aspirational is being like somebody you want to be like. Inspiration is in spirit, right? You are inspiring people. Motivation is the first part of motivation. You are inspiring people today. You are inspiring people because of what you've gone through, because of what you've endured, but also what your family has endured too, because they've been by your side the entire time, right? And so this is
Yes.
not to pump your mom up and tell her she's the best person in the world, but this is about you. Tell me what it's been like with your family being there. I met your mom, an absolutely wonderful individual who really cares about you and really cares about your safety, well-being, but also your growth. What has the family aspect or community aspect been like for you throughout this process?
He's gassing you up over here. Um, they've definitely been great. Like my family's amazing. I still have to go to the doctor every other week on Tuesdays. So my mom will go take me 1 week. My dad will take me 1 week. Sometimes my mom or dad will take me twice. And then my sister's only 9, so she's younger. So she'll be like, "Hey, Birdie, how was clinic?" And I'll be like, "It was good." She'll be like, "All right, that's cool."
I love it. Well, I appreciate you being here today. I truly believe that you're a special individual, Brody. I truly believe that you are going to inspire many people throughout your life. I think this is probably just the start of what you're doing. I saw it when you were in front of everybody at the kickoff, and I see it now again today. And I hope that this gets shared with a lot of people. If you're out there, share this story. Allow Brody's story to get out there and impact people. Don't share it because Brody needs an ego boost. I think he's just fine. Don't share it because I need an ego boost. I know that I'm fine. But share this because it's impactful, right? Share it because
Thank you.
it matters. It matters a lot. So, Brody, thank you for being here. I appreciate you for taking time today to share your story. Not easy to open up, right? And you were able to do that today and impact people.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on here. It was awesome.
You're welcome. If there was one or two things that I missed, right? If you're sitting in my seat and knowing what you know, what should I ask you, or what would you like to tell the audience that we have not covered today? Really, just opening the floor to you to end it here today.
Don't forget to check out Austin Powder and donate to Dream on 30.
Bang. I love it. Well, thank you, Brody. Attitude Effort Results community. Let's inspire others and continue to grow together.